Hey folks, good morning. It's me, Christiana Gaudet. I am here with your three-card weekly reading. Today is Monday, December 2nd, 2019. And so we'll be doing a reading for this week, Monday the 2nd through Sunday the 8th. And we'll get that started in just a moment. I want to thank everyone who participated in my week of tarot gratitude leading up to Thanksgiving, and I hope those of you who celebrated Thanksgiving had a great holiday. There's been a lot of suggestion. Hey, Amy, nice to see you here. Marianne, glad you're here. There's been an awful lot of suggestion that since we had so much fun with these 7 days, the week of tarot gratitude, that the next project should be, hey, Chrisanne, haven't seen you in forever. Glad you're here. Vijayeta, glad you're here. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for being here. So a lot of you have said, well, why don't you do the 12 days of Christmas? So I'm thinking about that, and I think that I will. That would be December 26th through January 6th. And of course, that's the lead up to Epiphany. So I think there's a lot we can do with the cards in that time. So we can look forward to that later on in the month. A couple of things before we do our reading. First of all, December 4th, this Wednesday, is Global Tarot Circle. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So do the time conversion wherever you happen to be in the world. If you are not in our Global Tarot Circle Facebook group, please do ask to join. That way you can help figure out what we will talk about in our informal workshop, and we'll make sure that you never miss us. We meet right here on my Facebook business page, so I'll hope to see a lot of you then. For those of you who are local, I want to remind you of some great events we have coming up. This Sunday, December 8th, we're doing a 4 elements workshop, looking at the 4 elements as tools of divination, healing, and manifestation. So I hope you plan to join me for that. Hey, Irene, nice to see you. And of course, the following Sunday, December 15th, is our holiday open house. We will have readers and healers here from noon to 6 that day. You can come and sit with as many people as you like for free. All you have to do is bring a donation of non-perishable food items for us to donate to the Treasure Coast Food Bank. Hey, Kay, Dana, I'm so glad that you're here. And I have this exciting announcement. Of course, we usually populate our open house with local readers and healers, which we will be doing. But we actually have Steve Homesack, Fast Horse, getting on an airplane in Pennsylvania for the day, coming down to read for you here. So I am very excited about that and really grateful that he's willing to do that. So if you are in the area, this is an event not to miss. Okay, so let's see. Hey, Ruthie, haven't seen you in a long time. Glad you're here. What else do I want to say before we do the reading? You know my motto, I work while you play. Throughout the holiday season, I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, and here in my Palm City office. I'm also available for mentorship. Whether you would like to work with me to use tarot for your own personal growth and healing, whether you would like to learn to read tarot or advance your tarot studies or build or improve your tarot business, I can work with you and help you with that. So, anything else I want to say? I don't think so. Let's get going with our reading. So, this has become like a thing. And it's a funny thing because I resisted it for most of my career. I've told you this before. I've resisted the idea that you can pull cards for the world, for everybody, and find something meaningful. But I started doing it, and goodness gracious, it does seem to work. So if you find something in this reading that resonates for you, please do take it as a reading. If you'd like to work with me for something more personal, more in-depth, of course we can do that. So what 3 cards are providing the energy for this week? I am working, by the way, with my Crystal Visions Tarot, and I have to tell you, I don't know why, but I had such a tizzy trying to figure out what deck to do this with. I have my workhorse deck, which right now is Morgan Greer. There's no question that if you come for a reading, that's the deck I'm going to use today. But for this, I like to change it up. Last week we did Shadowscapes. That was a lot of fun. This week, I wasn't sure. I've got like 100 decks in here. Which one was it going to be? Well, Crystal Visions won. Hey, Jan, nice to see you here. Glad you're here. And for those of you watching in archive as well, I appreciate you too. All right, let's see. What is our first card? The Wheel of Fortune reversed. This is one of those cards you would really much rather see upright than reversed. However, if we think about where we are seasonally, it kind of makes sense. When you think about the energy of the Wheel of Fortune, of course, it's about luck. It's about the things that we cannot change. We are all sort of strapped to the wheel turned by the gods. But it's also about cycles and the end of cycles. And here we are in the last month of the year. And I know that technically this is not the end of the decade, that it's not until 2021 that we begin the next decade, technically. But I think most of us really feel that when you change the number from 19 to 20, that's huge. So I think most of us really do feel like we are beginning a new decade. And so when we think about the Wheel of Fortune reversed, it could really be about putting closure to a cycle and opening up to a new one. And this asks you in your personal life to think about what cycles need to end now. So that's the question I'm going to leave you with this card is, what are you doing in your life that is a cycle or a pattern that isn't serving you, that you need to put closure to, that you need to change? Hey, TK, glad to see you here. So let's see what our second card might be. Oh, very nice, the King of Cups. So we can all often see the King of Cups as speaking about a particular gentleman, perhaps a romantic interest. We also see this card as the highest expression of the water energy. That is, the highest expression of love, of emotional clarity. Jan's talking about this Wheel of Fortune reverse. She says, I know it and I need to put closure to it. Damn straight. Okay, so, for those of you who might have a bad cycle in a relationship or a bad cycle with relationships, these two cards do kind of work together to say, take a look at that. However, we can also see the King of Cups as encouraging us to act from the highest vibration of unconditional love that we can. Something making you upset? Try to be loving about it. Try to be patient. Try to be loving towards yourself. There's this one particular deck, and I can't remember what it is. Someone's going to comment on this and remind me what it is, where the kings are called exemplars. And I love that. The idea that the King of Cups represents being an exemplar of love. What would it be this week for you to be that exemplar? Okay. What is our third card? Ooh, the Moon. Okay, so this is fun because we have two major arcana cards. So there's a very high energy here. It is a good time to think about the big questions, whether those are the big questions about your own life and your own healing, or even the big questions about life, the universe, and everything. Hey, Kim, nice to see you here. So the other thing, too, is, of course, the Moon is related to water, and the King of Cups is water, so we have two water cards. So this is very emotional. So when we look at all of these cards, and when we look at the Wheel of Fortune, especially reversed as sort of the ups and downs of life, one of the messages here is to really look at your own emotional ebb and flow. Maybe try to temper your reactions to that, honor your feelings, honor your emotions, but don't spill them all over other people unless it is an appropriate message of love. The moon does ask us to contemplate the larger mysteries. There is so much in these 3 cards about solving our personal mysteries. What are the things that we do that don't serve us? Why do we do them? And how do we stop? These 3 cards really do speak to that. The moon also offers the opportunity to communicate with those in spirit, to explore your own psychic ability. And with the King of Cups here, we might say particularly to connect with patriarchs in spirit, your father, your grandfather, your uncle, those who have passed on, to work with those energies toward your healing. If you had issues with gentlemen in your family who passed on, this might be a time to find healing. If you had good relationships with them, this might be a time to use their energy to help you in your life. Now, the moon also issues a warning. It tells you not to be fooled. Hey, Cheryl, nice to see you here. The moon tells you to be very, very careful. Remember that things in the moonlight are not as clear as they are in daylight. So you may think you see something, you may think you know something, but the moon asks you to check yourself. This may be especially true when it comes to romance. It may be especially true when it comes to your emotions. And remember, this is coming up paired with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So there is a warning here to be very careful about what you think you know. What you really know and what you think you know might be 2 different things. Okay, that's a big message for the week. A lot of pieces to it. So take some time, see how that resonates with you. I'll remind you I am available to work with you by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, and here in my Palm City office. For my local people, I hope to see you at our 4 Elements class this Sunday. This is a class that will help you work with the energies of earth, air, fire, and water, not only in your tarot practice, but also in your own understanding of yourself, in your own ability to cultivate what you need in life, and in your own ability to heal yourself. So I hope to see you here, and I hope to see everyone Wednesday right here on my Facebook business page for Global Tarot Circle. I want to thank you all so much for being here. Marion, good to see you. Glad you're here. Rogerio. Chris Ann, yeah, that is some message. It is. There's a lot of pieces to it. It's very layered. And you know, one thing I like about doing this too is it really is a teachable moment about how we take a group of cards and work them together. So for those of you who are tarotists, I hope that you enjoy that part of this as well. So thank you all so much. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Be good.